And if I'm being completely honest with y'all, I am very nervous right now. My heart is racing, and this does not feel right, and I don't want this out on the internet. I don't want to use this to get 100,000 views on a video. I would rather be the best creator I can be versus have drama and potentially career-ending cancellations versus just using some shit like this to try and blow up. Now, the things I'm about to explain to y'all, I don't want you to take my side. I don't want you to take her side. But I do want you to know that I have to get ahead of this because this girl had blackmailed me and let me know that she was going to speak on me. She had me with a gun to the back of my head and was letting me know I'm going to go to the internet and tell people about you and things of that nature. For no reason. Now, career ended, what did you do? I didn't do anything. But she literally was holding it against me that she didn't sign an NDA and that she's going to tell people her side of the story. That is the only reason why I came up here, to let you guys know exactly what happened. Now, when I start explaining some of this shit, y'all gonna be like, I was not expecting that, and that's just actually fucking crazy. There is no such thing as the Tbvnks files. I'm just gonna tell y'all what happened from beginning to end. When I say a gun, not legitimately a gun to the back of my head, it's a figure of speech. So I'm just gonna get right into it. There's no such thing as the Tbvnks files. There's no such thing as boom, boom, boom. And I'm also gonna let y'all know that her going live that day, her sole purpose was to hurt me. It was nothing else. Her sole purpose that day to go live on TikTok was just to hurt me. Just to and put a stain on my career. She already knew about DEO yarn. She already knows that people don't like me when it comes to girls and things of that nature. She did that on purpose, just to stain me knowing that's going to get clipped. Knowing that. Now, I'm going to tell y'all everything that happened from beginning to end. I'm going to get it out the way. And whatever she says now is just her response. I'm not going to take anything from her, how she felt. I'm just going to tell y'all the full story and everything that she can say ever happened. Okay. So as y'all know, I met her in April. Sky Zone stream with me, Max, and D-Lou. Also, another reason why I'm sorry that I am telling y'all this story is that since she put it out there and it blew up, she also left it for open interpretation. And now there's people in the chat saying, oh, he beat her, oh, he did this, that, and the third. She left the open interpretation while laughing and smiling about it on purpose. So that way you guys will sit right there like, what did he do? Did he beat her? Did he cheat on her? Did he boom, boom, boom? She did that on purpose. She left it open. Now niggas are saying, oh, I heard he was beating on her. Oh, I heard he cheated on her. Oh, I heard. Now niggas are just coming up with different things because they just don't like me. Smiling and laughing about it. Now, mind y'all, ever since we split, I have not talked about her. I have not said nothing negative about her. I have not threatened her career. I have not threatened her family, none of that shit. I left it all alone. And I was just going to do my thing and just keep going. So I met her in April. Okay? The Sky Zone stream with Max. Now, I'm smiling, I'm laughing because I never told y'all this. But unfortunately, that night, we went on a 3-man. Max already exposed us. It was me, D-Lou, and Max. At Max's crib, boom. She was there. Some other people was there. I'm not going to put their names in it. We went on a 3-man. We all chilled. We all cool. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So the months in between, me and Cam did not talk. We weren't flirting. We were just friends. I did say I wanted to take her on a date, get to know her some more, but that didn't really happen. I went to Sheer University. Boom, boom, boom. Right? June comes around. We do the basketball stream. That's when things started getting serious. I go to Miami. Things of that nature. Now, at that time, y'all know my ex was on the internet being very, very, very toxic. Saying things that weren't true, was also trying to bring me down. So, June 2025 happens. She comes on stream. We go and play basketball. Right after that, we went to Miami. This is some shit that niggas don't know. At that time, my ex, Cynthia, DMs Camryn. She starts saying explicit things that weren't true, such as, asked Tamari how my taste, how loud he was, things I don't really want to get into. She DMs Camryn off the purpose of just being malicious. Now, Camryn, understandably, takes that and gets upset. She doesn't want to trust me. She doesn't want to keep going. She feels off. She feels like she can't trust me. Luckily, at that time, I had proof that things in those DMs and how the internet was going, that it was not true. So I show her, and I show her that it's not true and that she's being malicious. Camryn's response is to continue to date me and to talk to me. I did not force her. I said, I understand how you feel if you need to stop talking to me because of my past situation. I completely understand. But I showed her the truth. That all that was messy and it was not true. And this person was just trying to bring me down because of Stream University and things that happened in the past. Okay? She decides to trust me and continues to talk to me. Mind you, I showed her proof. I showed her video proof, screenshot. And my ex, I'm not gonna lie, did come to my crib. Camryn had left some rings on the counter. My ex came to the crib to get the last of her stuff, her clothes. Nothing happened. She sees the ring. She gives Camryn again, says, I seen your rings, boom, boom, boom. I tell Camryn the proof that she was here just to grab her stuff. I'm not gonna hold her stuff in his crib, because at that time, my ex at the time was also going on TikTok and saying a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, he was sucking my toes. Oh, I was over his crib. So I'm mad, I'm nervous. I said, you cannot keep your clothes here. You're gonna sit right here and make it seem like I'm keeping your clothes hostage. You're gonna go on TikTok. So I said, you can get your clothes and you can get up out of her. She gets her clothes, she gets out of her, sees her rings, boom, boom. Now, at the time, Camryn takes that information and decides to continue to date me and to talk to me. After I explained that to her, and I promised her that everything was the truth, and I showed her proof that it was true, I showed her proof that this person was lying and these things were not happening and this was going on the internet. She was in another state at the time with her friends. She told me that she almost took the rash decision to link with another man based off my ex DMing her, which I'm not going to hold against her, but she decided not to and believe in me. Now, Camryn comes back home. Hold on. Camryn comes back home. I pull up to her crib with flowers, heart-shaped, $300 worth of flowers to apologize. And I have no quarrels against this person. She had a homeboy staying with her in her crib. I don't even know why I did the soundboard. When I pulled up with flowers. I trusted her enough, because I knew the homeboy. I trusted her enough that I still pulled up with flowers to apologize. This is before we started dating. So I pull up with flowers, and I apologize. Homeboy's in the crib for like 3 days. Boom, boom, boom. This is when things weren't that bad. So I pull up with flowers. She takes my apology. She has a whole homeboy on an air mattress in her crib for like 3 days. At this time, red flags are going off in my head because I'm like, if you're doing this before we even date, I wonder what you're going to do when we do date. Like, he's sleeping there, taking showers. She's in her room. He's on the air mattress. I know for a fact nothing happened between them. I'm the type of nigga, I've met him before. He's a cool nigga. But it just still throws you off because that's not something that you should be doing. That's a major red flag. Now, July comes around. This is when shit gets critical. And I need y'all to listen. I need y'all to just stick with me. July comes around. Things smooth over. My ex at the time is doing her own thing. She's streaming. She has left the situation alone. It's no longer an argument between me and Cam. It's not something that's continuously coming up. I'm not saying it's not in the back of her brain. But it's smoothed over. Y'all remember the Vegas stream? I took Will, I took Jew, her friend, and I took me to Vegas. I paid for everything, even though there was promises that people were going to help me out with the expenses. I paid for the Airbnb, which was $3,000. I paid for every single event we did out there. I paid for every single thing. I paid for food. I paid for everything. We went. We had a great time. This is when the relationship is getting serious. Now we're claiming each other. Now we're on TikTok. Now we're posting each other. Things of that nature. This is around the time period I told her I really wanted to date her. I wanted her to be my girlfriend. We go to Vegas, and on the drive back, she starts telling me the way she operates in relationships. She starts telling me that, you know, if my homeboys want to come over and sleep over, my boyfriend has to deal with that. I just grew up with a lot of guys. This is something that he has to just understand. I grew up in a basketball family. I start telling her respectfully, Camryn, that's not something that I align with. I'm not saying you can't hang out with your homeboy. Am I back? It's funny to me how when I start explaining some serious shit, all of a sudden my streams lag like this. Chat, when do I ever lag this bad? I showed y'all my upload speed, 1,000 gigabytes per second. All of a sudden I'm getting lagged this today, out of nowhere, multiple times back to back to back to back. Y'all see my download speeds and my upload speeds, 800 megabytes per second. Now all of a sudden I'm dropping from OBS like a motherfucker. Anyways, let me get back into it. So I start telling her, this is not something that I align with, and I cannot date you, and this is what you need to do, and we come to a conversation. The first red flag I noticed from this girl, and I'm not gonna lie, Camryn has a massive ego from how her life played out. Y'all have seen it on TikTok that she claims she can pull any nigga that she wants. I come home, after the Vegas shit, she tells me that if me and my friend wanted to be on niggas, we would have just left the Airbnb with you and Will, and we would have just got a hotel because it was NBA Summer League. Why are you telling me this? And I ask her, I say, why are you telling me this? And she was like, I was just letting you know that that's what we wanted to be on, we would have been on that. Mind you, the conversation had nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. Can't the soundboard? Fuck the soundboard. This is when shit started fucking me up and I started realizing, what the fuck am I in right now? She would do things that was constantly disrespectful that I'm going to get to. She would bring, and she constantly would give me a compliment, and then snatch it away. For example, she would be like, oh, I know you got a big meat, but it's not that big though, I've seen way bigger. Or she'd be like, yeah, you're 6 foot, you're kind of tall, but you're not that tall, you're short. She would do this constantly. Off screen, backhanded compliments. Swear to God. She'd be like, you got a big meat, but I've seen some shit. It would never just be a thing of, oh, you have a nice something like that. It would always snatch it back. She would snatch it back. For no reason. And I would ask her, why can't you just give me a compliment? For no reason. You're like, you look at me, but I've seen some crazy shit before. One of my friends had a 9-incher. She took a 9. Okay. She would give me a compliment and snatch it. Compliment, snatch it. Compliment, snatch it. Off stream. So this is the first this is when things went all the way down. During that whole month, I'm letting her know how much I want to date her, how much I want to be with her, how much I want her to be my girlfriend, things of that nature. I'm flirting with her, I'm complimenting her, I'm buying her flowers almost every week, I'm taking her out on dates. Doing good, genuine shit. I went to the DMV to do a stream with Big Win. Toolkit at the time was hacked. Do y'all remember that? That's why I didn't stream. Toolkit at the time was hacked. That's why I didn't stream when I was in the DMV. During this whole time, I'm on FaceTime with her. I'm texting her. This is some crazy shit. Noir's vaccines was expired. So I asked her, I gave her the keys to my crib. And if you know me, you cannot know that you have the keys to my crib. You cannot know my address. I don't want friends, family. If you come over my crib, you got location on you have to turn that shit off. I do not like people knowing where I live based on my past and where I'm from. But I've trusted her in the months that I know her. I gave her the keys to my crib. I asked her to walk my dog. I even said you can sleep over if you need to. I'm in the DMV. I'm calling her every day, FaceTiming her, sending her flowers, sending her food, still talking to her. She's walking my dog, sleeping over here. The same day, the third day I was in the DMV, she walked my dog, went over to her friend's house, said she was going to link with somebody. She leaves my crib after walking my dog after I got off the phone with her, links up with another guy. I see her in the rest. Hold on, this is not the kicker. Hold on, watch this. Mind you, everything was going good at this point. Nothing was bad. No arguments or anything. She's in every single one of my YouTube videos. I'm selling my Shelby GT350. Remember I bought the M4? We go to a restaurant after I land back in LA. I see a hickey on her neck. I ask her, where the fuck did she get that hickey from? Because I have not seen you in a week. She sat right there, played dumb, and said, oh no, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about on her phone, didn't want to look at me. She finally breaks and tells me that she's seen a whole nother guy. They went out for a date. They ate food. She got kissed on. And that happened while I was telling her on the phone how much I wanted her to be my girlfriend. It gets worse. During the previous 2 weeks, my friends come out here. Donnell, Mike, Jordan. They come out here to come out to LA and I see them. I end up finding out that, I don't even want to say this because he has nothing to do with this, but my man, if you watch this clip, shout out to you, bro. I ain't got no problem with you. You're a great guy. She was texting her ex back and forth while laying in my bed, while sleeping over, while we would be out on dates. Her ex was texting her phone, and she was texting her ex back and forth. At this point, I had my ex blocked on all platforms. She gets mad at me because after I found out that she was texting, she would sleep over, she would wake up, first thing to do is she would see if her ex texted her, she would text him back paragraphs. She would get mad at me. She got mad at me because I unblocked my ex, because my ex wanted to apologize for everything she was doing on the internet. Mind you, she was texting her ex at my house. I unblocked my ex because she told me that she wanted to apologize. I only unblocked her after I seen she was communicating with her ex, so I said there's no reason to leave mine blocked if you won't block this man. I asked her why she won't block him. She said, because he's annoying, he won't leave me alone. If you don't respond, it doesn't exist. So obviously she still had feelings for this man while dealing with me. I asked her, why won't you just block him if he keeps texting you? He's texting you off a burner number and you're responding. I only unblocked my ex when she was communicating with hers first. She would wake up, I would go to the bathroom, I would come back, I would ask you, who are you texting? She would say, my ex texted me again. I said, did you text back? Yes. She was texting this man for weeks in front of me. It gets worse. She starts getting mad at me. She sees my ex calling me, texting me. I said, at this point, there is nothing to get mad at when you're doing the exact same thing. Her response was, this girl DM me. I said, I understand, I respect that. But if you're communicating with your ex, there's no reason that my ex can't text me to apologize for things that she did when you're also doing the same thing. I understand she DM'd you and you have your quarrels about that. But I'm not going to block someone that you won't block. I'm not going to do anything that you won't do yourself. So until you stop communicating with that person, I'm not going to stop because you only don't like it because it's being done back to you. Everybody likes to throw rocks, but when a motherfucker throws a rock back at your glass house and it breaks, now you're upset. So I said, I'm not doing shit you won't put yourself through. So if you don't like me texting my ex, how the fuck do you think that makes me feel? And she would never do anything that she wouldn't do it. She wouldn't block nobody, she wouldn't stop responding, and when you finally see how it felt, now you have a problem with it. So what ended up happening was, the same week that she met this guy and got kissed on, when I brought her on my platform, and I wanted to let her know how much she wanted to be my girlfriend, she went and had a conversation with her ex at a restaurant down the same fucking street. She went and seen her ex, had a conversation with him, then she sees this guy. Then when I found out everything, I came home, I streamed, I let her know, I don't want you to come over, I don't want to speak to you. She went to the mall, she bought me their shoes and clothes and stuff. She pulls up to my crib anyway. I ended up finding out that a nigga that cracked her calls her phone because he found out that she lost her car and wanted to make sure she was okay. All in the same day. All in the same day. Now, y'all gonna be like, why did you stay? I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. I did not stay. I told her straight up, you know my past, you know the type of nigga I am, it's not safe if you stay with me. I told her straight up, you should just leave me alone. Every single day when she got caught, she would pull up to my crib every single day because she was terrified of what I would do back. I should have told her, you might as well take your dub and get the fuck out of here. I told her that. The day she came over and I found all that, she sat down on the couch, I said, you might as well leave me alone. I told her, take your dub, get the fuck out of here.